job he's done with these young people. Jazz is such a language, it's not just about reading the notes, it's about listening to each other and relating to each other and communication. And I think if our politicians could act like jazz musicians, I think we would have a much better democratic process. So I just want to give a real, this is a lot of work to put together a group like this to keep it going. And students are just incredibly good. And I just want to give Paul and the guys in the band this piece, Sleeper's Wake, you know, music is a funny business. Today, composers are often not players of music. And that was never true until the 20th century. All the great composers up until the early 20th century were very good players, and most of them were great improvisers, because composition is just improvisation that you write down. And J.S. Bach was kind of the #1 guy at that in the 17th and 18th century. He was a great organist, he was a great harpsichordist, he also, I believe, played some violin, he played some other instruments, and he was a great improviser. And jazz musicians throughout the years have always loved Bach's music, because Bach's music is very linear, it's very much connected to what jazz musicians do when they make up melodies based on chord changes. And when I was young, there was a version, you know, in the 60s, especially in Europe, there was this whole trend of jazz musicians playing classical music. There's a guy named Jacques Roussier from France who was really big in this area. Michel Legrand, of course, who you all know. And there was a man called Ward Swingle from England, and he started a group called Swingle Singers. And there was a tune that came out, and it was like, right, really fun kind of melody. In fact, if you go to Paris and take the metro today, when your stop arrives, you hear a sound over the loudspeaker that goes, ba-boo-da. And that's the symbol that your train is here. So, you know, scat singing is really something that the Europeans have really always fallen in love with. And I always thought that it would be really fun to take that and arrange it for a big band and really develop it into a piece of music. And when Paul suggested to me that I would get this commission, I thought, wow, this would be really fun to introduce our students to the music of J.S. Bach. Because I know when I was their age, a lot of the guys were like, I don't want to practice Bach, I want to play jazz. And the Bach kids that love Bach didn't want to play jazz, and vice versa. And to me, it's all the same. If you play Bach or if you play jazz, it's all part of the same experience. So do your scales, practice your Bach and practice your Mozart, whatever sax stuff you do. It's all part of the same thing. It's really fun, and the more you get into whatever kind of music, it really doesn't matter what kind of music you play. So if you play it well, it's really fun. So I thought it would really, really be great to not only show them this piece of music, Sleeper's Wake by J.S. Bach, which is Wacht auf, you know, it's one of his big cantatas that you hear at Christmas. And I thought it would be great to introduce them to this. One of the fun things I got to do with this was, even though the piece is in 4/4, it goes into 3/4 in the middle, but part of the band is playing the tune in 4/4, and part of the band is playing the tune in 3/4. So I was able to have 2 levels of time going on at the same time, and hopefully it'll all come out in the end. You know, 4 times 3 is 12, so hopefully in every 4 bars we'll get back. So they've done a great job so far, so pray for us now as we try to get through Sleeper's Wake by J.S. Bach, my little arrangement of this. And thanks for coming to me.